You get. It's a field day. It's a field day out here, folks. Hear me out though. What up, fam? How's it going? The one of you hanging out in here. How's it going? My name's Keith. Nice to meet you. Is it weird that it's just you and I in the room? It's definitely weird for me. I'm just playing it off a lot better than you are. Anywho, we're gonna let a couple of minutes go by to get people. Oh, I always forget to post that we go live. We never. YouTube's a hater. YouTube is a hater and doesn't broadcast our notification out to much of the squad when we go live. So, might have to get everybody's email address. I wouldn't be surprised if. Yasadaga. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. We're gonna give it a couple seconds. I'm not even joking. I think some of the things, depending upon how videos are titled, is how YouTube suggests them. So I wouldn't be surprised we wouldn't get many watchers on this one. Because it's an interesting one. Trump just said 4 people watching. We'll wait. Started 105 seconds ago. Well, what up? Donna, nice to see you guys. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Dum 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 bum. I hope you guys' quarantines are going well. I hope you're learning things. I hope you're enjoying the quality time. I hope you're enjoying the free paychecks and whatnot. Maybe not quite free paychecks, but paychecks nonetheless. Apparently we have, my brother just told me, May 15th is when we go back to quarantine, which will leave us at 40 days of quarantine. I don't know if I've just been paying attention more recently or if it's just been getting a little more ridiculous recently, but the signs are just getting thrown in our face. 40 days of quarantine. It rained for 40 days. Remember the flood? Jesus was in the desert for 40 days on the fast. Desert. Well, there was a couple of other ones I can't think of right now. Moses was in the desert for 40 years. Was it 40 years? Getting back to the promised land. So now we have 40 days of quarantine. That shit's crazy. Who's writing the script for this? This one long ass script. Raquel, I say, how's it going, brother or sister? I came out of the bushes, man, for this title. Okay, check this out. I want you guys to do me a favor. I'll send you a link. Everyone pull it. I can't play the video because then I won't be able to monetize this video. Where's the full speech? Someone help me find the full speech. Full speech, inject, disinfectant. I just listened to the speech right now. It's like 1 minute. Oh man, it's Sorry, guys. I should have had this ready before, but oh, come on. Oh, here we go. It was there a second ago. Where the hell did it go? We'll get to it. We'll start. Accept the cookies, damn it. Everyone wants you to accept their cookies. Maybe someone found it for us already on the Princesa. All right, we're going to start this. I'm just looking for the text. If I play it on the thing, will I get dinged? Will I not be able to monetize the video? I'm just going to play it, you guys. You guys watching want to play the video of Trump, of his speech? I'm going to run it for you guys. So we'll do, it's a minute long. Check it out.
So a question that probably some of you are thinking of if you're totally into that world, which I find to be very interesting. So supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, whether it's ultraviolet or just very powerful light.
All right, so first he says ultraviolet or very powerful light. Those are the two things he's talking about, because this is what the media phrased it. Wants to inject people with disinfectant. So that's how it's pitched. But the opening of his phrase says ultraviolet or powerful light.
And I think you said that hasn't been checked, but you're going to test it. And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do either through the skin or in some other way.
Look at that. Or in some other way, bringing light inside the body through the skin, or he says some other way.
And I think you said you're going to test that too. Sounds interesting. Right. And then I see the disinfectant, where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that?
So the disinfectant, right now he brings up the disinfectant killing the virus.
By injection inside or almost a cleaning, because you see it gets on the lungs and it does a tremendous number of the lungs. So it'd be interesting to check that. So that you're going to have to use medical doctors with. But it sounds interesting to me. So we'll see. But the whole concept of the light,
and this is what he says. This is what he refers to in the injection.
It kills it in 1 minute. That's pretty powerful. We'll see. But the whole concept of the light, it sounds interesting to me. So we'll see. But the whole concept of the light, kills it in 1 minute.
The whole concept of the light that kills it in 1 minute. We're on live right now, I bet. Say what it. Decoding some of Trump stuff. He's talking about killing the virus with light.
I heard that.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
He's talking in code, dude. He's talking in code. I think that's at least what we're speculating.
Light.
Well, the lie, I think, because there's this whole conspiracy where Trump is one of the good guys taking down the dark and like the deep state type of things, but he speaks in code. There's this whole QAnon, like whole wave of people that have caught on to some pretty crazy shit where they decode his tweets and things like that, where he plays a fool, but he's actually dropping bombs, basically. So that's what I'm looking at this as. And I basically just gave you guys the video. I obviously I can't prove whether or not he's actually dropping bombs. You know what I mean? Dropping knowledge, that good. But stop share. I mean, I get what they're saying. They inject the why they're saying he's injecting things, but he ends it with how the way the light kills it in under a minute. So he was talking about the same thing with the disinfectant. Oh, the disinfectant kills it in under a minute, and then saying, yeah, the light is the disinfectant. You guys, is what I'm getting at. The light is the disinfectant. He says being injected under the skin, getting it inside the body through the skin, or in other ways. He's not saying it has to go through the skin. He says, or in other ways. Yeah, so that's what's going on. Salavi, no notification, huh? See, I'm telling you guys, I need to set up a friggin' chip monkey or pick monkey, whatever that monkey email site is, so I can get your guys' emails and send them out when we go live. Damn, the computer's hot. MailChimp, that's what it is. Where are we at? Ow. Straight up alchemical code. Yeah, dude, that's the thing. We let as they always say, let those with eyes and ears to hear. Crazy, huh? Amos, well said. At the very least, it's interesting that he worded it as he did. What in the world is Melania? What do you think of the Chinese men who were cured of the Rona, but their skin turned black? I didn't know that was a thing. Corona deals with the sun for sure. That was no coincidence that it was named the coronavirus, as in the sun. Where are we at? Chinese cured men turn black. That's funny. News: Chinese men turned into black men from COVID-19. Wait, what? This can't be real. Oh my God. There's some hilarious comebacks. I don't know. Is that a thing? Is that serious? I don't know if I'm buying that. That's a weird one, you guys. People turning black after being cured of the virus. Is that weird? The coronavirus must have hit hard. Two Chinese doctors that, although they were fortunate to have recovered from the deadly virus, they woke up to become black men. Reports say the two Chinese doctors, can't read right now, fell critically ill after they were diagnosed with the novel coronavirus. So it's a virus that's turning people black. This would have happened with a ton of people. I don't know if this is a weird one. Strange. Very strange. These people are putting melanin in the vaccines. Salavi. I'm reading your guys' comments right now. Stood in the sunlight, got cured, got tan. That could have been it. Yeah, they could have just been getting that Rona, getting that D, getting that vitamin D. That's funny. That's funny because the male member has a corona on it. It's the ring, right? The ring around the male member is the corona, which is also the ring around the sun, the corona. The sun is good for you, supposedly cures the coronavirus, which is sunlight, which triggers vitamin D, as in getting the D, as in getting the D for the D, so that the D remains healthy and the corona is cured. both in the heavens and on earth. If that makes any sense. I don't believe that in the slightest. I don't believe that either. I don't believe it either. What jobs will be gone after this corona? I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know. They say a lot of small businesses are gonna die out, but I don't know. I don't think so. This depends on what kind of small business you have. Online small businesses are killing it. I have no overhead, so I'm making the same amount of sales, if not more, and I don't have overhead. So it's not like I have bills to pay. So I'm doing just fine as far as the coronavirus. Um, I don't know. That's a good question. We'll turn over to Dave from Daily Report. Dave, well, John, all the jobs, they're all going to be gone. Because all of your base are belong to us. Where are we at? Alchemy, I'm trying to. NOLA Moonlight? As in New Orleans Moonlight? Damn, nothing like New Orleans Moonlight. I saw New Orleans Moonlight for the first time last Halloween. It was wonderful. Ashira talked about the elite using vaccines to try and get you melanin. We are the test dummies to see what happens. I would like to see how she plugged that together. Someone put me onto that. Online is lit right now. Or too much D from a lockdown. Damn, too much or not enough. Depends what side of the fence you got locked down on. Do you think this is part of a new world order agenda? I would say that if it's not part of the new world agenda, that it's at least being used, it's being manipulated in such a way that the new world order can come into existence because GTFO, if you think that Gates isn't out there trying to save the world when he's actually poisoning people from third world countries as they're screaming at him to get out, and he's just forcing vaccines, telling people that the world as we know it can never go back to normal and until all 7.2 billion people are vaccinated. Talking about getting rid of paper currency and using digital currency by putting chips under people, which also tell if you're up to date with all the mandatory vaccinations. They can basically giveth or taketh away your value at the punch of a button. Fuck that. You fucking kidding me? It is outside of me that they can. I don't know. There's a lot there. I don't know if the New World Order set this whole thing up from the beginning, but they're for sure trying to push the agenda with this 100%. 100%. The inflation of the deaths and in the U.S., probably the entire world. Was it CNN that got caught twice using fake footage and posting fake stories? And they apologized for the last one where they were showing, basically saying, look how dramatic this hospital setting is, with doctors all over the place and there's beds all over the place and everyone's in hazmat gear and it's super scary, like something out of a movie. This is New York. Look how dangerous it is and look how far the virus has come. And it was footage from Italy, and they got caught, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, it was a mistake. We didn't mean to do that. Like something happened in the system." They didn't even, like I always say, pissing on you without even the courtesy of calling it rain. But we're waking up. We've woken up, and now we're sort of sitting around listening to the scoop. So, as far as what Trump said in the beginning of this thing, code if I've ever heard it, you guys. My God, it's code if I've ever heard it. Don't let them get it hung up because they're twisting it. They're saying Trump says to inject disinfectant in the skin. He didn't saying that you're going to get a liquid bleach, in other words, and inject it under your skin. Of course, that's absolute nonsense. And here's another thing, you guys, while we're on it, while we're on the subject, when people say that Trump is an idiot, I think I don't want to say they're fools, but they're fools, right? Hear me out. Whether he's a good guy or a bad guy, I'm not saying he's good or bad. I'm saying to get to be the president of the United States of America, your mind has to be on a completely different level, light years ahead of the average citizen. I would argue light years ahead of your above average citizen, like truly amongst the top 1% to become president of the United States of America. Whether or not you're good or bad is a different question. So when people say, oh, he's an idiot, look at the stuff that he tweets, like, get out of here. You can't for a second think that he's serious or that he's not somehow downplaying himself or it's like a magician. A magician constantly gets you to look at one thing while all the magic, while the illusion is happening somewhere else. It's the whole thing. It's classic smoke and mirrors. And people get so caught up in that. They get so caught up in the cover of Donald Trump that they are blind to everything that's going on in the entire political realm or his entire presidency or the decisions that he's making or the words that he's using. It's unbelievable. Again, I'm not saying he's good or bad. I'm saying that you guys need to pay attention to what's going on because there's a lot more that's going on under the surface. A lot more that's going on under the surface. Let me make sure. Where are we at? Trump is a Gemini. Is he actually a Gemini? Like born as Gemini? Yeah, Joker. Well said, sir. Joker was a genius. I want to do a video on Joker. Yeah. Hang out with someone like the Joker for a few weeks and you'll be convinced that the whole world needs to burn and you'll rightly think so. And you will rightly think so. Oh, the string's about to break. Oh boy. Joker, yeah. So it sounds like you guys are already ahead of me. I don't mean to preach to the choir, but yeah, you guys are on it. Trump is the Joker, distraction, Gemini. Yeah, he is basically accepting energy, not even stealing it at this point. People just give away their energy freely to him. Trump's a Gemini. Trump and I would get along really well. I happen to get along really well with Gemini for some reason. We're always good peeps. I told my wife during the presser the fake news was going to tell people Trump told people to inject bleach. Just watch. And bingo, they did it. Nice, peanut fiends. I didn't see the speech or I didn't see the clip live. I saw the article and I thought, there's no, what do you mean he injecting disinfectant? Like, the hell's going on this time? And I checked it out and saw, light. Is there a way we can get light through the skin? Or he says there are other ways. There are other ways of getting light. He He's like, or getting light inside, like getting light inside, you know, like the disinfectant that killed it in under 60 seconds, right? We got to check with the doctors on that. He says, we got to check with the doctors on that. But right, it kills it. But yeah, man, that light, it's pretty crazy how it kills it in under 60 seconds. He said light like 8 times, disinfectant maybe once, and they go, Trump wants to spray disinfectant under the skin. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. Interesante. Trump doesn't subscribe to horoscope. He is about that. Why Kanye associates with him. I guess Kanye was just ahead of the game. Oh my God. Don't tell Kanye I said that. Don't. I could just see Kanye popping up in the feed right now with a cameo like, I'm a lyrical genius. That's right. I'm a lyrical genius. But melanin is light, ain't it? I mean, I guess. I'm not sure what you're getting at when you say that, though. That's a very vague question. Is melanin light? Melanin is... everything is light, right? Isn't light the first move into existence? Emailing. I saw the live presidential conference. Sorcerer Especial. Yeah, UV lights, UV light kills bacteria and stuff. That's why you gotta leave. Because if you ever brewed your own alcohol or wine or beer, you gotta leave it in a dark place because the UV kills the yeast. It also say people with dandruff, it's good to get a lot of sunlight because the UV kills the, I believe it's a fungi that causes dandruff or that helps with it. And sunlight kills it. So yeah, sunlight kills it. But it was, I think it was more in terms of obviously you're not going to shove UV light under the skin. And that's what the panel of doctors were saying. They all sort of scoffed and laughed at him. There was 4 doctors and they were all responding to what Trump had said about the light. And one's an Asian doctor, one's like a black. Of course, the Asian doctor is the one that's talking. Notice how media do that. They like to play stereotypes because they're more reinforcing. There's a black doctor to hit the token black doctor was in there. Anywho, they were all scoffing. Like, she goes, you know how damaging it would be to the mucosal membranes to put UV light up against the skin? And they're all like, It's like, You guys really think that's what he was talking about? Like, he's where he's at. You think he was? I don't know. So it's a charade, you guys. That's sort of how you, if you watch the news and you watch politics and world events and you watch it as sort of like a play, a set in a play, like Shakespeare, watch it as if it were a drama. Instead of being too involved in it, just sort of like be involved so that you feel alive, but not so much to where you forget that it's not real. And at that point, there will be enough investment, but enough detachment to where you can start to see things for what they really are, slightly more objective, subjective because it's your perception of it, but objective because it is existing outside of you, like as a happening that many people can agree on. Like just earlier today when we looked up, what were we talking about earlier today? What did we do the video on earlier today? Oh, the Malach. Did you guys see that video I posted earlier? Sure, we've been on a roll today. Y'all gonna learn today. Verizon is hosting their 3rd annual Malach conference party in Somerville, California, up in Silicon Valley. Like, Malach is the demon of child sacrifice. And Verizon is holding a conference on it. Like, what? Y'all ain't even gonna change the name up a little bit? Or maybe use an abbreviation of it mixed with something else? You're just gonna straight up label it the name and leave it at that? Crazy. Absolutely wild. Absolutely wild, you guys. This is what I'm talking about, the world being a stage. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I like that Trump is talking about cures and not vaccines. Ooh, well said, Sublime Swan Metaphysics Manifesting. Well said. Well said, laddie. Oh, I forgot to tell Smith that we were running the live. He doesn't get notifications. My bad, Mr. Smith. Hey, my bad, man. We're live right now. I don't know if you got the notification because you know how YouTube is. We'll see if he jumps in. Hidden in plain sight. Hidden for those with eyes to see and ears to hear. When I first read the Kabbalion, where that phrase comes from, I heard it and I understood it, but I didn't feel it like I do today because I've myself come to another level of seeing things or a new way of finding things out. And I'm going, oh, that was obvious. All it took was me actually looking into something or actually listening to something. And then I thought, for those with eyes to see and ears, like, oh, okay, my bad. Noted. 3 initiates. Noted. But yeah. Treasure Rose. Big Pharma. Peanut Fiends. Trump just thinks outside the box. He doesn't know anything about medical treatments, obviously, but he always wants to try new things. He has also never stated anything. He asks questions about it. Yeah, Peanut Fiends, but I don't think he was just shooting from the hip and being like, let's inject light through needles or bleach under the skin like that. Like, I don't think that's what he was referring to. Like, you guys don't actually think in his mind he had the train of thought that went like this. well, bleach is a disinfectant. So if he just somehow got bleach inside of a needle and injected it into the bloodstream, that should kill the virus, right? That's not what his thought process was. No one, hillbilly people running moonshine stills in the Appalachians know better than that. Trump's not going to say that and mean it. That's what I'm saying. Or the odds are infinitesimally small that that's the case. You know what I mean? He's not clueless. He's not. I don't know. I almost to a fault made the choice that I would never put faith in any president ever again some odd number of years ago. So I don't care anything about it. I think it's all a show. I think they're all puppets myself. Maybe Trump isn't a puppet. Maybe he's doing his own thing. It would seem that way, but maybe the puppeteers are that good. I have no idea. I try to put the majority of my faith in myself, my family, friends, my immediate surroundings, and then I chip into the greater at large when I can, while I can, which is pretty often. So yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that guy. What happens after you die? That all depends, Ricardo. That all depends. So when you truly see the signs of danger, do you peruse or do you detour? Also depends. Sorry, you guys are asking a lot of, what's the word for it? Consequential? No, a lot of you guys are asking a lot of circumstantial questions right now. Y'all gonna have to be way more specific. I think he means get you melanin. You guys have been throwing that you melanin and melanin out there a lot. And I know why, but I'm not sold on that idea. Who's here? Hey!
Should I leave here?
Oh, is that food drop off? What is it?
Or Reek?
Oh, yeah. You can leave it there.
Okay, awesome.
Take it easy, brother.
Thank you.
Stay safe.
Bye.
Hey, Ricardo.
Yes, sir.
Su comida está aquí.
You got it?
No, it's at the front door. Homeboy was suited up. Do you see him?
Thanks, brother.
He had the gloves up to his forearms and that huge mask. What'd you get?
Ice cream.
Dude, I swear to God, like a minute ago, I was like, fuck, I should order something. I don't know what to order. Cold Stone?
I should have told you. I told her. I should like, nah. All right, bye.
Yeah, she's not about their life right now. She just texted me. Did you see The Last Kingdom?
Yeah, season 4's coming out.
Ariana heard the dude call your name. She texted her. She's like, she's like, he said food delivery for a week, like The Last Kingdom. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Last Kingdom, but the dude's name is Reek in there, and I don't know, it was just really funny. Maybe it was you had to have been there. What's up with that? What is that banana in there?
I don't know. Try it. Tell me what you taste.
I don't want that.
Try it.
Looks like a potato in your.
I think it's apple. But I'm super stoned. I need your help.
Ooh, I was all who? What? Who? You're all weak.
I still remember that episode. Like when he was like getting demolished, basically. Like, cut your thing off.
Wait, that wasn't Last Kingdom.
Which one was that?
That was Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Game of Thrones.
Rika's game, yeah. We knew we were talking.
So sad. So sad.
Reek. What's up, sweet prince?
Your name's not Reek.
I
What was his actual name?
don't know.
It was like something in the first.
Sorry, you guys.
Oh my god. Atlas was laughing too.
Atlas looks like he wants to be on the joke so bad.
He didn't want to go to sleep. He
No.
doesn't.
What's up, my love?
He said read.
You want to say hi to the homies? You want to say hi to the homies? Come here, my love.
He's copying me right now.
He's being shy.
No, he's not.
Oh,
Down, down.
come on. Oh my god. What is that?
He's copying when I was laughing.
Yeah, say hi to Atlas, where'd you go?
Picking his diaper.
He's picking your diaper? What's up, sweetie? He just turns the corner with that grin. Was he picking a wedgie? Nope, that's not for you.
Bow wow. Bow wow.
Forgot what we were saying, you guys. Freaking Reek showed up at the door. Hi, my love. Trying to get the chair. Wilmy, welcome back. Welcome home. The character of Trump is different from the real person. Yes, well said. I love when you guys sum things up in like one sentence and it takes me 5 minutes to talk about it. But yes, Shargeen, the character of Trump is far different from what's actually going on with that person. Yes. Trumpets. Oh yeah, someone, I think Ashira brought that up, or maybe it's, how come you brought that up? I'm not sure. Trumpets. The trumpets sounded the end of days in Revelation. The end of days will be brought about by the sound of trumpets, which happened to be my favorite horn instrument. I fucking love the trumpet. You ordered Postmates? I didn't order Postmates. My brother did. But I'm not above ordering Postmates. I'll order the shit out of some Postmates if I have to. Your Spanish is getting better slowly. I know. Alice watches nothing but friggin' the only shows 90% of the shows we show him are in Spanish. So I'm picking up on my Espanol. Do you see UFOs? Damn, Ricardo. Have I ever? I got a great UFO story for you guys if you want to hear it. Atlas Shrugged was a great movie. God, I loved that movie. I need to watch that again. Hey, we should get super baked and watch Atlas Shrugged. Not Atlas Shrugged. That's also good, but no. What's it? Sky Atlas.
Yeah, that's a good movie. Don't forget that one, though.
Even though friggin' Tom Hanks is in there.
You don't like him?
That dude's on some deep state, man. I don't know if I trust that guy anymore.
Well,
I'll still watch the movie though. No, they're great actors. And that's. Want to pour me some water? Or at least leave it out. I forgot that I didn't drink anymore. What's up, my love? Are you back?
what is
I have
that?
no idea. You've been doing that. Oh, nice. What? What?
Nothing. Stop them at the door.
Oh.
Yeah, I see you.
I see.
I see you. You're hiding out there on the corner.
Hold on. Sorry, you guys. You now have my attention again, I think. Unless Atlas comes screaming through here. Yes, he's walking already. Isn't that crazy? He's walking well for the most part, as well as a 13-month can walk. My son played the trumpet. Nice. Good choice. Can you talk about Crowley and Thelema, however you pronounce it? Thelema is his philosophy, right? Is that his philosophy or the religion he started, the cult he started, or some shit like that? I don't know much about Crowley. I haven't divin into his life. He well, that was weird. I don't know if I trust the guy or not trust the guy. He was into some darkness. He was into some carnal darkness. Not that there's anything inherently wrong with the carnal, but I think it was a master dark magician. I think Crowley was a master dark magician. I have my reasons. Excuse me. I have my reasons for thinking that, mostly off of intuition and a few key words from like known satanic Luciferian Hollywood pop stars. So maybe it's more that than intuition. Peanut Fiends, you found me when searching for Trump disinfectant. I see you have a lot of content about Hermes Trismegistus and Emerald Tablet. Very cool. Subscribe. Days, Peanut Fiends. My love, what's up? You want to say hi to the people? Alice wants to say hi to the people. Say what's up, my love. Say hello, everybody. My name is Atlas. I'm the greatest there ever was. There's a comet that they named after me that was discovered in December 2020. Just so you guys know, I came first. It hasn't been here since the time of the ancient Egyptians, and it's back just like I am, because I'm actually a soul from the comet Atlas. That's right. I have the same name. Anywho, hope you like my shirt. I'm out of here. He's a talker. He's a talkative on that one. That's all a true story, by the way. They did just discover a comet, and they named it Atlas in December. And they said the last time it was here was for the ancient Egyptians. He is handsome. He's the most darndest precious thing I ever done seen. All right, you guys want to hear the UFO story? Whoa. I'm ordering ramen.
Oh my goodness.
I'm ordering spicy ramen. I'm gonna do it.
I thought about ordering food too, but I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Ramen might be closed.
I almost got healthy food. I was gonna get us a salad.
Ramen is super healthy. You can't beat noodles. I'm sure you.
Carb City.
I know, it's super carb city.
At least for me. I was gonna make a tea right now.
Tea sounds nice.
Caramel and honey.
All right, y'all. UFO story. You ready? Me and my buddy were hiking in the mountains. We were coming down for sunset. No, sunrise. We were coming down the mountain at sunrise. And before the sun came up, we were looking, like walking down, just staring at the sky. We're far from the town, so you could see the Milky Way. It was just a slight, whatever, waning moon, just like a couple days in, you know what I mean? And so you could see the whole sky, stars, UFO, not UFOs, stars, the Milky Way galaxy. And then we saw what we thought was a satellite, and that was the UFO, right? So we thought we saw a satellite, and we're like, all right, satellite, we're kind of following it from the sky. It's not blinking, but it's moving steady, and it's covering a good amount of space, and it just looks like it stands out from the rest. That's how you can usually tell a satellite. It sort of stands out from the sky. Doesn't blink very bright, and we're watching it, and it takes a sharp 90-degree turn. It's going straight across the sky. It's going straight across the sky, and then wham, straight 90-degree. It's not going very fast, but it made a 90-degree cut. So I thought to myself, whoa, this is interesting. Never seen. And then I thought, well, it's a satellite, it's in space, so maybe it just like hit its thrusters. There's no gravity in space, so it's easier to make a 90-degree turn. So I wasn't thinking too much at this time, other than both of us were like, what the fuck was that? As it starts going down, this is where it gets weird. It starts zigzagging in and out of the stars. So if there's a whole bunch of stars, say my fingers are stars, and this little finger here is the object, it starts going and it goes around the stars, like avoiding the stars so that it wouldn't hit the stars. And I was like, oh my God, this is a UFO. What the fuck was that? It's going around the stars as if the stars were in its way. That's what it was doing. As if the stars that are billions, I don't even know if they were stars. It could have been a small solar system that contained its own wealth of stars, like a million light years in that direction. Who knows? And it was moving around it. As it approaches the last star, it passes like 3 or 4 stars, and as it approaches the last one, it and the star that it approached both, like their brightness doubled. The brightness kicked up on both of them, and then it diminished. They both just disappeared. And then the original star shot off across the sky, like covered the entire length, all fucking 360 degrees or 180 degrees of the sky in a blink of an eye. And then the star that it bumped up against started rotating in a circle. There was 4 stars. All 4 stars started rotating in a circle, including the original one, and then they settled back as the original constellation, which was like these 4 stars that were around each other. And at this point, my jaw hit the floor, and my buddy, we were speechless. We were motionless. This whole time I'm watching this thinking, oh my God, this is it. We're going to get abducted. We're going to die. I've heard UFO stories, and I haven't heard anything as crazy as this. And the first thing I say is, his name is Miles. I go, Miles, for the love of God, please tell me you saw what I just saw. And of course, he looked at me like jaw on the floor. And I go, tell me first what you saw, because I don't want to tell you something. And then, you know what I mean? I wanted to make sure that we saw the same thing at the same time. And he repeats to me exactly what I saw. So I'm like, okay, I'm not crazy. Like, that just happened. God, unbelievable. Like you should have seen it. It was like the 4 stars were superimposed on the sky, and they all just came to life. Like they just came from the sky. I don't even know how to describe it. And then they rotated, and then they almost settled back into the setting. Like they just kind of slipped back into the twinkling stars that they were before. It was crazy. This shit was weird, man. We talk about it this is probably 6 years ago or so, but we'll talk about it every once in a while. The last conversation we had, he goes, Keith, man, remember that shit I saw? I said, yeah. And he goes, we don't think we made that up, right? We didn't just like make that shit up or something. And I was like, nah, dude, but it comes up every once in a while. Yeah, that was the UFO story. You ever seen a UFO, Ricky?
I know when I was up there, I saw some crazy shit, but I don't know if
Like gangster ass UFO stuff, or
like some crazy ass lights that when I was stoned out in a fucking bar with my buddy, but nothing really crazy that I would say.
Well, what was it?
There were like weird 2 lights that were just like fucking hovering, and then boom, straight up gone.
2 of them, like side by side lights?
They were like, yeah, they looked like probably arm distance apart, but they were probably like miles and miles away.
Damn.
Yeah, it was gnarly. We just posted. We were all just chilling in the bar. Gnarly.
My brother's got some UFO stories too.
Dyersville, Iowa.
Dyersville. Better than meat. I don't know about that, brother. Yeah, there's hella sodium in ramen, but every time I get my blood pressure done, I'm always under 120. So I need salt. I crave that shit. My love, what's up? Keeps running in here and running out. I've seen these same things before. Sarah Romano, please do tell. I've seen crazy stuff in the sky, but I was on a very strong tryptamine at the time. You talking to me?
No, I'm talking to my dad.
Oh. It's like, my bad. I know, I'll give you guys a jet update. I'll give you guys a jet update tomorrow. How does that sound? Look how long it is, though. It's getting there. All right. Is that it? We talked about Trump and disinfectant and UFOs. Reek. 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 Everyone who's here new to the channel, thanks for being here. Reek. I'm your host, Keith Manilis, knowledge, information, entertainment, that whole shebang. Take your shoes off, stay a while, introduce yourself to the squad. Everyone say hello to all the newcomers if we have any of them. I think the peanut, is there a peanut something in here that was new? Where are we at? The tryptamine feller. Peanuts up. Everyone say, oh, Mad Love. I didn't see you in here. What's cracking? Peanut Fiends. There we go. Peanut Fiend, introduce us to yourself. You're into Hermetics, Trismegistus, Emerald Tablets. So obviously your squad. What's cracking? Everyone say hello. Bethany Kessler. Everyone say hello to Bethany Kessler. I feel like I've seen your name a number of times now, but I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I hear on the third one they take you. I've only seen UFOs for sure once that time. And one time I saw a huge ball of light over the ocean that was a smooth orange sphere. It looked like the sun at dusk, but not as bright. But it was in between the oil rigs. Like I looked out and all the oil, it was the size of an oil rig from the coastline. And I thought it was an oil rig. I looked and I was like, oh, that's crazy. That oil rig looks crazy. And I looked back and it wasn't there anymore. So I kept thinking, did I see an oil rig or did I miscount the number of oil rigs? Or for some reason, did that oil rig look like a solid sphere and now looks like speckly lights like they normally do on the ocean? Shit was weird. But for sure, I've seen one UFO. Gods are us. Introduce yourself. What's up, man? Woman? Entity? Bethany Kessler. Hermetics. Hell yeah. Hermetics is a good start. Hermetics is debatably the best start on a spiritual journey. Or maybe not so much spiritual, but at least a philosophical pursuit of life. And by no means is philosophy the answer. Philosophy isn't the way to spirituality. You could just as easily use philosophy to go in the opposite direction of spirituality. Hermetics just helps you see patterns in the world. It helps you see helps you see the code. Helps you decipher. Oh man, you got one more time. One more time. Ooh. No, I'm just feeling celebration tonight. Celebrate. Don't wait too late. Ooh. No. You can't stop. We can't stop. We gonna celebrate. Oh yeah. One more time. Want to feel so free. Celebrate and dance so free. We were bumping that song hard a few days ago. Talk about code. What we should do is watch the Daft Punk album and the music videos that go along with the album. Whoa, Daft Punk is on another level. I wouldn't be surprised if Daft Punk was a channeled Arcturian space boat projecting a hologram of two individuals that make music, and that's all Daft Punk is. I would not be surprised if that was the case, because those dudes, those things are great. There's you guys' homework. Watch that. Do your thing. Report back, and we'll have a talk on that. Salvia divinorum. We're talking Salvia divinorum, Peanut. You happen to be speaking to the Salvia master, not Salvia divinorum. I just really love that whole genus of plant Salvia. I grow a bunch of them. I am curious to try a Salvia though. Gibran Walker, the Moonchild. I don't know who the Moonchild is. Should I Google that real quick though? Moonchild is an alternative R&B band based in LA. The band members are Amber, Max, Andres. All three are alumni of USC. Oh, I saw these guys. I saw them on NPR. I saw their Tiny Desk concert. They slayed. Is this who you're talking about? Or are you talking about something else? I feel like the band is irrelevant to what we're talking about, so maybe I missed something. You should come up with a code so we know it's you. Down. What should our code be? Oh, Atlas is laughing. Sorry, guys. That's a reference to Christ consciousness. Like half-breed children of the gods. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with you guys' comments and finding it to be difficult. First of all, I'm writing down Daft Punk code so I don't forget that, because that's something we should come back to. Okay, so that's done with. Christ consciousness, half-bloods. Is that what we're talking about now? Is that where this conversation is going? Half-breed children of the gods, as in the Nephilim. Is that what we're talking? We can talk that. I know a thing or two about the Nephilim. Not much, but a thing or two. Tiny Desk. Yes, I like that. Tiny Desk. I'm down to rock Tiny Desk for the code. I do have a tiny desk. It's not very big, but it's nice. It's a wooden desk. Oh, thanks, Bethany. Appreciate it. Bianca Jaguar, the ultimate feline. Bianca, what does the name Bianca mean? Bianca, name meaning. Ooh, it's a satellite of Uranus. Sorry about that. Uranus, whatever you guys want to call it, my bad. The meek younger daughter in Shakespeare's The Taming of the Shrew occurs, Othello, spinoff, Kate. I like to look up the name origins for people because surprisingly, they're more telling, not the numerology, but the actual name origin. Like my name means wood dweller, someone who dwells in woods. And I'm like, all I fantasize about is growing forests and shit. And I spend time in canyons, and so it's just you learn a lot about someone by their name. The Nephilim, yeah, but also Q Reeves talked about the energy of Franklin, who's connected to the Moonchild. Also, my G, the locks are dope. Ethel, yeah, Bianca. I saw that Bianca means white, but there's got to be more. There's more to a name than just like the definition. For example, like beyond could like be like by means something, right? Or Anka, there's Blanca, and there's Bianca, and there's. So if like you break up the word, you can say, oh, this root comes from this culture, and this root comes from this culture and means that. You know what I mean? Not the upfront definition. I could definitely be a satellite to my own. That was hilarious, Bianca. Absolutely hilarious. Yeah, etymology, Bethany. There you go. That's the word for it. Etymology, not etymology. I don't know. I'm just Googling name meanings. I don't have this shit just fucking stocked away in the old cranium. I gotta look it up. So I can look up her name, Shanika. I have no idea. That sounds like a made up name. Did you make that name up, Shanika? Let's see. Obviously of African origin. Form, Shanika. Modern name sounds like Ashanti. Ashanti, I looked at the name meaning of that at one point. I gotta put in time. I don't want to spend too time looking up names because then I feel like I'm ignoring you guys. Unless it's absolutely pressing, like Elise from the friggin' Malach gathering of Verizon. We had to look up her name, and her name meant one who's something about serves a lord, a servant of a religious lord is what her name meant. And she ran the Malach conference for Verizon, and Malach was the dude who ate babies in the old Canaanite pantheon. Shit's crazy. That's what I mean about names. Like, start looking up names, man. Ooh, see, that's what we're talking about. Gibran. Am I pronouncing that right? Gibran Walker? That's what I was getting at. When you break names apart, the different consonants of a name have different meanings, and that's what I was looking for. That's gold. Do you study etymology, Jabroth? I'm just going to say your name differently every time. God of pure ones. Nice. God of pure ones. I feel like someone asked me a question a while ago, and oh, that's right, the Nephilim. Yeah, but Q Reeves. I have no idea what you're talking about. I also have no idea what Q Reeves is talking about for the most part. That's why I've been trying to get him on the channel, but he's somewhat elusive. He talks a lot. He talked about a lot of stuff. And for the most, and doesn't explain a lot of it. He leaves a lot untold, which is, I like his style. I do like that style of teaching, but it also leaves a lot untold. So we got to get him back on the channel. You guys should go blow him up and tell him that you want him back on the channel. Who's the energy of Franklin? Who's Franklin? You know, as like Franklin Roosevelt. Who's Franklin? Franklin the bunny, the turtle, the rabbit. Who was Franklin? The bunny? What the hell was Franklin? What animal was Franklin? Also, we might have to get Gibran Walker on the channel. How do you feel about coming on the live, Gibran? You down? Sounds like you have a lot to teach us. Do you eat meat? Yes, I do. Why aren't you sold on the whole melanin thing? Because I don't understand the melanin thing altogether. Or I do, but I understand it in a way that doesn't make it necessarily Like, I don't know. You guys are gonna have to explain to me what you exactly mean by melanin, or we could get a Shira on the channel for that, because a Shira dropped some bombs with the melanin. If that's what you're doing on the line of thought, I don't know hers all too well, so I'd have to be enlightened on that first. I'm not gonna supercharge you in YouTube. I appreciate that. My Cash App is Keith Cypress Garcia. So that's my Snapchat, you guys. If you want to hit the channel with a donation and not get half of it taken away. You guys know that YouTube takes away half of your ad revenue? I think 52% to be exact. Half. So there's hundreds of millions of man hours going behind producing content on a daily basis, probably for YouTube. And they're taking half the booty of all that ad revenue from its content creators. Ain't that something? I mean, it's better than nothing. I don't want to complain. I don't want to dwell on that sort of energy. But I do also want to say those guys, because that's a lot of money. Yeah, I did my things on there. Don't worry about, you ain't gotta tip me a ton of money. The likes and shares and comments and stuff like that help a lot too. So even if you don't want to chip in some cash or change, don't worry about it. You guys can always thumb up the video or share it or stuff. I've been trying to post more shareable content lately because there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. And hermetics can be kind of dry. And I know it's not the most exciting topic, but it's a useful one. And so if I can sort of slip it in with current events, then it's like, all right. That's why I talk most importantly. I always introduce myself. Knowledge, information, and most importantly, entertainment. The reason why I say most importantly entertainment is because for God knows what reason, people only respond when you humor them, when you entertain them. That's why, you ever seen Gladiator? He goes, "Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?" Because he hit him with too much truth. And people were shocked. They couldn't speak. They stopped. They were speechless. They said, I thought, what happened? Are you not entertained? Is that not why y'all showed up? Didn't y'all come here to be entertained? Is this too much entertainment? Is it to get too real for you guys? Cat got your tongue? Anyway, Turtle Island. What are you guys talking about? Turtle Island? For eyes to see and ears to hear. Do you do Goetia? Yo, I started reading one of that. I downloaded. Where are we at? Hold on. Oh, it's on my other computer. There was a book I was reading with the Goetia, and I lost it somewhere. Is it not the Lesser Keys of Solomon? It had a wild cover. I wish I could find that book. I need to find it. Someone sent it to me. She was on another level. That woman was on another level. If I've ever met someone on another level, that woman was on another level. She sent it to me, and I only read some of it. It was dense, but it was extremely fascinating. Was this it? Solomon. This could be it. Aleister Crowley, of course. And yeah, that's a rabbit hole we can get into at another time. We got Daft Punk up still. I could help with the melanin breakdown also, just to give another perspective, I would love that, Gibran. I would love that. It's about the impregnation of the chakras, the core 7 and the inner and outer 2. Black, white, creating 9. Black, the body, white, the seed. Yeah, you definitely have to break that down more, or we'll have a conversation about it, because I can't wrap my head around that unless I see where it came from and where it's going. Like, how did you come to the information, and what do I do with the information to, to move on? How can I find it useful, and how else can I find it sort of in nature? Those are like my criteria. Whenever my way of studying information is, where'd you get it from, and its source, and where can I find it in nature? Because if you can't give me an example of that existing in nature, then I find myself having a hard time wrapping my head around it. With everything. Mostly because nature is the biggest sort of dump of information that we have. It's like, okay, the patterns that we see exist in nature for the most part. We are of nature, so it's kind of hard not to. So we should go deeper into that. I would like to, because like I said, I haven't made up my mind on the whole melanin topic. And I'll tell you why. Now I know there's eumelanin, and that's why I said I need to be enlightened on eumelanin, because I don't know how that differs from melanin. I think, is it a precursor to melanin? Or it's just, or maybe, or I think eumelanin is the melanin produced by the pineal gland that doesn't have to do with pigments or something like that. Anywho, here's how I feel about the whole melanin thing and dark-skinned people, light-skinned people. Again, I look at it simply as a natural thing. In nature, people near the equator where there's more sun have darker skin because melanin protects from UV radiation. However, we need UV radiation to produce vitamin D. So if you're near the equator, you have more melanin, but because you have more melanin, you need to be in the sun longer because your body can't use the light energy as efficiently as someone from the far north or far south. So the farther north you go, the less sun you have, which means you need to produce more vitamin D in less time. So you lose the melanin, which means your body reacts to UV faster, which means you produce vitamin D faster, which means you get your vitamin D in 2 minutes, whereas it takes a dark person 15 to 20 minutes. Today, that doesn't make much of a difference, but if you can imagine not seeing the sun for 2 weeks straight, living in northern Alaska, and you're dark as hell, you'll go crazy. You won't produce vitamin D. You'll go into a depression. Like, your hormones will be thrown out of balance. So when I hear the conversation on like melanin being more spiritual or less spiritual or whatever that is, because it reacts with light in this, I see this, okay, well, maybe it takes dark people longer in the sun to receive the goodies, the spiritual goodies from the sunlight because of the melanin, you know what I mean? The sort of balance. But I also could have been barking up a completely opposite tree, and you might be talking about something completely different than what I'm talking about. That's just the context of the conversation that I've been introduced. Because it could be wrong, though. Absolutely could be wrong. One way of looking at it, referencing Q, is looking at metals and crystals and their relevance to the body. Ooh, that's funny because I've been meaning to do that lately and I haven't. I'm going to write that down in my notes. Thanks for putting me on to that. If you want to come on the channel too, by the way, I feel like you could share some stuff, or not even share some things, but we could just shoot things back and forth if you're down for something like that. I'd be super stoked. Blue zones, places are all over the world that people live longer and healthier. 3 forms of melanin are eumelanin, melanin produced by our skin. It soaks up light frequencies. Okay, that's good to know. Neuromelanin, melanin produced by the pineal gland, and phenomelanin equals white or pink colors. Okay, wonderful. That's a very useful breakdown. Metals reflect energy while crystals capture energy. This connects back to Lemuria, metals, and Atlantis crystals. Ooh, melanin is a black molecule. Melanin in skin is like chlorophyll. Not quite. If you're going to compare melanin to a plant, melanin in a plant would be something called anthocyanin, which is the dark pigment in plants that allow a plant to absorb more light. You'll find plants that are lower in the canopy that receive less light are darker because of anthocyanin. That's what I say. I like looking to nature for answers, because it usually nature replicates itself all over the place, and you can see that pattern in nature. And that was a perfect example. I'm glad you brought that up. Plants do the same shit, in other words, only they have anthocyanin instead of melanin, and it works as an auxiliary pigment to absorb sunlight. But back to what Javon Walker was saying, that's super fascinating about crystals and metals absorbing. Nice. Javon Walker, hit me up, man. I don't know if you're following me on Instagram, but if you're not, you should. Man of Letters Official. I like getting people like you on the channel because I don't want to do all the research myself. So if you can get me up to speed in a matter of a couple of hours and save me a couple days, weeks, or months on research, I would love that. I would love that. So hit me up, brother, for sure, 110. Ooh, but I wanted to mention metals reflecting energy. So check this out. I don't know if you guys have ever studied pyramid power. There's a book called Pyramid Power, and it shows all the, what's the word? Something that exists that shouldn't exist, yet it still does exist. What's the word for that? Anomaly. There's a bunch of anomalies that happen inside of a pyramid when it's built to the same specs as a pyramid. All kinds of weird things happen, but they say specifically that you have to use organic material, crystals, wood, rubber. You can't use metal. Specifically says you cannot make it out of a metal or it won't work. And I always found that particularly interesting, and I never knew why until now. You're bringing this up. So I would love to go deeper on that. Wait, what? Anthocyanin can retain gold and copper and silver in multiple layers? So that is the better comparison. Whoa. Okay, I see. Okay, I see where you're getting at, Jabron Walker. This is dope. This is a good. I like this. Have I smoked DMT? No, I haven't. Yeah, look up anthocyanin. Anthocyanin is what makes tomatoes red. It's what makes eggplants purple. It's what makes blueberries blue. It's anthocyanin. It acts as a auxiliary pigment. It's an antioxidant for humans, and it's a pesticide for insects. Dr. Richard King. What up, Dr. King? We got another Dr. King in the house, eh? More notes. Noted. Thanks, y'all. into how the land produces it. Is there a YouTube clip of Oprah I can see? Yeah, the pyramids contain crystals. Well, where are the metals contained at in the pyramid? Because didn't they say it was all stone and the cap? Well, the cap was made of gold. So that was the only part of the pyramid, the original pyramid, that had a metal. But according to the book, it never said anything about gold capping it, which I actually never thought of before. They say to create the pyramid, but they completely leave out the gold cap. Bethany Kessler, yes, we all know about adrenochrome. We all know. I need to look at Billy Carson. All right, I have a lot to do. Billy Carson. I feel like I've just been packaging Etsy orders nonstop for the past 2 weeks. I haven't been able to do any studies. It's been bumming me out. All right, how do you guys feel about ending live? How about that time? Yeah, that's why you guys should all go share the video that I posted earlier, because with all the adrenochrome stuff that's going up, all the things are coming to light for Verizon to, as of 3 years ago, 2 years ago, start their Malach conference to the deity that eats babies. Yo, it's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. Or the second layer was infused metals. Where does it say that the second layer was infused metals? I didn't know that. All these shows I've been watching have been leaving that part out. I had no idea that there were infused metals inside of the stone. How to build a free energy machine. Nice. Well played. Yeah, man, I had no idea. I had no idea that it was infused with metals. Talk about skillmanship, craftsmanship. Y'all need to be careful what you're typing in the chat room box. It's coded for a reason. Be careful, don't get my channel snagged. All right, we're gonna hit, yeah, Jabron, I'm gonna hit me up on Instagram. I'm gonna dip. I'm hungry. I would like some noodles. I would like some ramen noodles. Take it easy. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the newcomers. Thank you guys for spending the evening with us. It's been another good one, and I appreciate all the love from you guys. I'm sure I got some cash apps in here. I would like to say thank you, or if not, thank you for considering doing that. Oh, what a Dawan, is that you? Dawan Stalling? I think that's you. All Monsters Inc. Oh my God, dude. I know I haven't seen Monsters Inc. until someone told me about that. Now I can never see Monsters Inc. the same again. It was one of my favorites. But we'll catch up soon, y'all. Thanks. I'll talk to you soon, Jabron. What the hell? Trying to end the meeting, but apparently I can't. Just won't let me end the live. That's cool. It won't let me maximize the screen. I guess we're just gonna hang out here for a while. You guys. Just gonna hang out here. Ah, there we go. All right, peace out.